Good morning, TFR.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Our day is beginning, there's so much to do.
It is Tuesday, my dudes.
It is Tuesday, my dudes. Happy Tuesday to you all, and welcome to the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio. My name is Josh Corey, and I am joined this morning by two of my very good friends and co-hosts. Starting off with one Mr. Zachary Zabala. You may know him on YouTube as Good Times for All. Zach, how was your weekend?
Hey, Josh. Hey, Walt. Hey, everybody out there in TFR land. Not a bad weekend. We had Karen B and Brian Stavely over yesterday with the Chitlins. That was fun. Hank loves company. He loves meeting new people. And I found all kinds of stuff out in the river. It was a good weekend.
Ooh, what'd you find?
Found some emeralds. Found out that we are in the emerald belt here.
Nice.
I found this big piece. It's like probably 2.5, 3 inches long, and it's a big cube, probably 1.5 by 1.5, like square. And it's totally like a jet black color, but I started cleaning it, and you get this like super dark red something, and it's real heavy. So I don't know. I need to get some citric acid and clean it up. There's rubies around here. There's diamonds around here. There's all kinds of stuff around here.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I'm excited to get back out there fishing.
Yeah, I bet. Who knows what you'll find?
I found an emerald. It was probably about 1 inch long.
Wow.
Maybe 1/4 of an inch wide. Big old chunk.
That's a good size one.
Yeah, it's big, but it's not pure green. That's what, they look for.
Oh,
I guess emeralds are actually like a creamy white, and then they turn green in their process of being, when they're in their slurry. And this one has green throughout it, but it's not like that pure, like that one little one I have.
Uh-huh.
It's not like that. It's more white with green in it. I just thought it was a piece of quartz with algae on it. And Cammy's like, whoa, no. So yeah, finding all kinds of neat stuff out there. Just learning, gathering knowledge.
Well, good. That's what I like to hear. And having a good time doing it, at least.
Ready for Octoberfest.
I bet that's just like in a few days.
Yeah, all the toys are out. They're cleaned. The gold is on the... I don't even know what it's called. It's early. I need to pour some coffee on my brain.
Word. Well, I know somebody who's been pouring coffee on his brain. Probably. Mr. Walter Johnson. You may know him as Flat Earth Head over there on YouTube's. Walt, how you doing?
I'm good, Josh. Good morning, sir. Piat Lux to you. Piat Lux to you as well. Zach, and Hank, and all the crew there on the East Coast. Goodness, man, I'm feeling the energy already, and it hasn't even really gotten started yet. Just hearing you talk about it yesterday, it was enough. It was like, man, all right, Zach's there. He's representing the realm, so we're going to just let you send that energy our way. Keep pushing it out this way, friend, because we definitely need it over here in the middle of the country, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I'm at the bottom, but the mid-bottom, I guess it counts, right? Anyway, good weekend here. We decided to venture out into the world, which we had kind of not done for a while. Just in overall, I think the good thing that has happened for us in this family is we used to spend a lot of time, wasting a lot of time out and about, just doing absolutely nothing. Walking through a store, wasting gas. I mean, it's cool to drive around and see shit, but just not really the reasons that we used to go and do the things we used to do just kind of are not there anymore. Just from the fact that we realized it was all pretty much just crap that we were doing out there, looking at plastic crap, buying plastic crap we didn't need. Just so this weekend we decided to venture out into the world a bit and change it a bit and not be so consumerist in our approach, I guess. So trying to make some positivity come through this changed world that we're in right now. And it was good because we were not the only ones walking around without our face diapers. There were quite a few folks out and about in the world. So seems like finally things are starting to normalize a bit before they, pull their next card out of their deck.
Yeah.
But I digress. How was your weekend, Josh?
It was okay. It was a bit of a weird one. I guess on Friday, hell, it might have even been Thursday, we found out that because the wife and I did our taxes together last year, now the loan officer needs some of my financial info. So I've been trying to dig up old W-2s from 2018. We have stuff packed here. We have stuff packed and already staged out at her parents', which is closer to the new house. So we're just I've been tearing apart this house. We had to go down to her parents' this weekend so I could ransack the stuff we have staged there, only to come up empty-handed. Good chance I threw them away. I've had no reason to ever save a W-2 except to do my taxes. Of course, yeah, sure, you might need them in case you want to get a home loan or refinance your house, but guess what? All of that stuff was handled, taken care of. There was no plans on me buying a house. We'd been here for 7 years. There wasn't any plans for us to go anywhere. I had no reasons to save W-2s. So now I've got to call my past employer and try to get it tracked down and resent. So that may put a small hiccup in our closing date. So they're just waiting on my stuff now, essentially. So as soon as I get it to them, then they'll be able to continue processing. But I don't know. It's all pretty nutty. Other than that, it was a pretty good weekend. Getting a little chilly. Fall is in the air. So it's just a matter of we've been packing and cleaning and trying to get stuff ready. Dixie's.
We had a cooler week the week before. Maybe 2 or 3 days of the weekend were a little cooler than normal, but it's kind of back up here where I'm at. So it was a fall.
Fall.
So yeah, it's definitely heating back up. But I saw coming up a little cooler weather. So the winter is coming. Dun, dun, dun. Did a little time traveling this morning.
Ooh, nice.
Completely accidentally, didn't plan on it, just did it. It happened by accident. It let me remember that that's something I used to do quite a bit inadvertently. I don't know how to explain this. Okay, so smell is one of the most powerful memory things, triggers.
Sets me back almost as much as music does.
And music is the next one, sir. And this morning, I grabbed a weird little cheese snack that I eat sometimes instead of breakfast because it's got some protein in it, some of the little Parmesan-y, crispy type cheesy things that are out there. Probably horrible for you, but it's cheese, so it's healthy, right? Right? I can fool myself. Let me do it. And I grabbed some grape juice just because I didn't want coffee yet. And for some reason, eating that cheesy snack and drinking that grape juice threw me back to a time when I would get home from school, grab some cheddar cheese and a glass of Kool-Aid and head to the stereo in Mom's big room there she had up front of the trailer there. Because she would let us go in there and listen to music, play our records, do whatever. We had run of it, basically, if she wasn't in there. So I would head to the stereo, put on whatever current music fanaticism I was going through at the time. And this morning in my suggested videos was an old album I had not listened to since those exact time periods. And there it was. So I put it on, and dude, I was sitting in that trailer. My mom was right there, my sister, my brother. It was crazy. It was time traveling in the most extreme sense of the word, way past nostalgia, way past melancholy. It was time displacement. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was there. It was nuts. Took me a while to get back out of there into the show mode and get back over here because I was locked in it for a while. I just kept watching song after song on this weird video I'd never seen. It's apparently been out there for 12 years or something on the tubes, and I never saw it. So it was one of those perfect storms of time dilation for sure.
I actually did that a little bit on Friday, or started to. Like I was in the flow, that transition period between this time and the past, listening to music. I guess Wednesday, when we were doing our pre-show last week, I found out that one of the members of the Cottonmouth Kings, well, one of the original members of the Cottonmouth Kings, had passed last week, and that really messed me up. And I had to spend some time listening to some of his songs and solo work. Then I was doing that at work on Friday, and just kind of got in the mood of listening to old artists that aren't around anymore. And I got on one of my old, he's like a, not country and Western really, but more just like Western music. He was an old rodeo guy and was also made music. His name was Chris Ledoux. And I was listening to some old Chris Ledoux, and it was just slamming me back to when I was 15. It was just absolutely insane trying to focus at work, listening to all these old songs and really just having the smells, that everything is just sort of rushing back while I'm trying to be at work. It was really kind of a surreal experience.
Yeah, whenever I hear anything off of, what is it, Pearl Jam Vitology album, that third album, I go back to playing Super Mario Brothers 3 on Super Nintendo. Yeah, my brain just, I can sit there in my, what are those called? Lazy Boy? That was in my room that I grew up in as a child. And yeah, I can see everything. I can see the stuff sitting on top of my TV, my old TV that was like 2.5 feet thick. Wow, that's wild.
What? Oh,
And it could very well speak to the fact that we're currently, shifting time and changing time, and time is not what we thought it was. I don't know. Just seems like since this year started, it's been very flexible, very non-static. I don't know how to explain it. It just doesn't seem as fixed as it used to be.
it does seem almost malleable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. 'Tis weird stuff.
Chemicals lately, acids and getting into dissolving things.
Yeah.
Virgin sulfuric acid is not sulfuric acid. I found that out this weekend. Virgin sulfuric acid is stuff they use as like a drain cleaner. It's not like the stuff you get in a lab.
Gotcha.
It dissolves some stuff, but it doesn't,
It's
do
not
the
like
job like straight
sulfuric
acid.
acid. Right.
I found muriatic acid, hydrochloric, but that stuff, it's a pain to get rid of. Got to keep pouring baking soda on it till it becomes,
Neutralizes.
where-
Yeah.
yeah, sulfuric acid. I can just pour it down the drain. It's a drain cleaner in the virgin form, at least. So I gotta find out where I can dispose of certain chemicals, and I want to be good about this. I love the land. I don't want to hurt it any more than we already have. So I'm trying to be real careful and real, what's the word? Proficient, maybe, at not spilling acid all over everything.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Ruined a couple pairs of gloves already. That stuff is It's wet. It's liquid.
That it is.
Yeah,
It
you get all over
splashes.
everything.
Yeah.
And you never ever pour acid on water. Or I mean, sorry, strike that, reverse it. You never pour water on acid. It like explodes.
Really?
Yeah, you pour acid into water, never water into acid. The sulfuric acid in the water give off heat. The sulfur in the water have a chemical reaction. I made some smoke. I was like, oh shit, don't do that. Especially inside, in the bathroom. Small little. They're gonna come in. I'll be laying on the bathroom floor, passed out. But yeah, just learning about all the different things that you could mix together to melt different stuff, and hydrochloric acid and bleach will actually dissolve gold, but it also makes a horrible, horrible cloud that will knock you out. Breathe it in. Yeah,
And here I am in chat again. I apologize. It's playing catch up over here on the tubers. Hello, everyone. I haven't typed. I was playing catch up between there and TFR with our buddy Daz apparently having a Ram Das revolution, it would seem. Shout out to 88. There are no coincidences, sir.
Executive
sure.
line producer Alan Holman, you sleep well. You need not stay awake for this. We're just coasting through this
doubt.
morning. You go get some sleep. Rest up.
Get you some rest. Brother, we miss you. Love you. Glad you were here for a second. I see Scott No Name is here. Crochet May 3. Liz, our Iron Maiden. Miss you. Love you. Ipsy Nasally. Shout out Ipsy. Is that Kelly? It is Kelly. My thing moved. Sorry. The chat moved when I was trying to read. Hello, Hal Fucker. I see you, Sean O'Co. What's up, Doc? Doc Michael is here. Diva's here. Daz, of course, as I said, he's here. He's always the man. Seems like I missed somebody. Diva. That's who I missed.
And Robert Page just popped in as well.
Did Robert, because I'm at the top now trying to catch up the past. I'm in the past again. Here I go. Time traveling again.
Kelly
I
asked an
probably
interesting
missed it.
question. Name the song. Well, more of a statement, I guess. Name the song that gives you an out of body orgasm. Anyone? I know mine. Mine is Morning Has Broken by that Cat Stevens.
Yeah, well, it was. It was Cat Stevens, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's rammed ass now. No, I don't remember his new name, but yeah, I used to love that song. Great song. Great song.
Yeah, I can't have my hands go up instantly and I become a composer or the guy with the little magic wand at the front of the symphony.
That conductor.
Yeah, conductor. When he starts playing that piano, that dun 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 dun, dun I can't help it. I get into it. It takes over my whole body. Elsie King 46 and 2.
Great song. Mine would have to be Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd. Before the movie came out, and that song was just a song on the album, and I didn't really understand what the song was about, the solos in that song would literally just take me away. And spent years trying to master them. Still don't have them down because there's so much finesse and so much emotion that he put into those solos. The song's amazing, but Gilmore's guitar work in there is just freaking take you away for sure. Definitely, it's one of those that every time I hear it, I just close my eyes and go away. So definite orgasm there. There's lots though. It's hard to.
I'm for a different reason with that song. I had a buddy who had brain cancer and took his life at like 20. He was so young. And that was the song that he played to start it all off at he planned his funeral and his wake and everything. You know, he started going blind and he didn't want to go through all the horrible things that they told him were going to probably most likely start happening next. And nobody blamed him. It wasn't, I don't know. But yeah, that song it's not like bad memories. I just remember him when I hear that song. So yeah, it definitely takes me back and does a lot more emotion than I can handle usually. Yeah, I'm one of those. I don't know. I'm one of those guys that gets emotional watching commercials on TV, even. So when stuff gets really emotional, it gets hard.
Yes, I get you, Zach. I'm very easily keyed in by visual keys. I was watching some silly, what were we watching? Barbecue show of all fucking things. And yeah, some contest thing we were catching. And yeah, it got to a point and I'm like, tears are like, I'm not crying, you're crying. Shut up. Like, yeah.
I'm not scared to say it. I cry every time.
No, I was like, because Michelle was in there doing the same thing. It was too good. It was perfect.
when he screamed freedom at the end, it's just a tear jerker. It's just like, oh my god. Yeah, I'm one of those.
Hold up. Crochemay is selling an Ibanez gem. I got to talk to Crochemay. I'm in the market for a new guitar. Truly, I am. My guitar is great, but I just feel I need something new to take me over the edge to a different sound. And a gem would be right there. I've always wanted a gem. That'd be perfect. We're going to talk Crochemay. Don't get rid of it. Don't get rid of it yet. I was actually looking at a Dean Dimebag's guitar, but it's a little in the same area I live in now, so I want something with a different feel, a little different tone. I think Ibanez has that mid-range of like the Fendery, coil tappy area that I want to get into because I've always been a Gibson-y PAF type dude. So sorry, guitar tech, guitar gear, guitar nerd. I'll stop. Anyway, we'll talk. We'll talk.
Yeah, best
Lots of
music
crazy
ever.
stuff in the chat. Sorry, go ahead.
He lived on an Ibanez. I mean, that was like his third instrument. You tell him to play a G, he'd be like, I just start playing, man. And he was like a savant. He picked up the guitar, all self-taught, but you tell him a chord and he'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Just make the noise and I'll copy it. He was one of those types of people. But yeah, he loved the Ibanez. He'd buy 4 different sets of strings to string his guitar.
To get his set, I know a new guy that was doing that back in the day when I was first starting out, and he would do that, and I couldn't get it. I didn't understand. I'm like, how can you afford 5 sets of string at one time when I'm struggling to get one? You know?
He's like, oh, this is the only A I ever use. I buy this whole set of strings just for this one A because it's the best guitar string that they make for the A. It's like, dude, you're like way beyond me. I buy the set and put it on.
At one point, there was a guitar magazine that had an area in the middle somewhere. Usually, it was like 2 or 3 pages of ad that was you being able to buy individual strings from the producer or the manufacturer, whatever. They were in these long tubes. They never got coiled into the little coil that they get put into to put in the normal guitar packaging because that coiling of the guitar changes the tone and all this stuff. Some people are really crazily anal about their guitar string. Hell, Eddie Van Halen, rest in peace, used to boil his guitar strings for that reason, to get the kinking that occurred naturally out of the coil before he put on his guitar. He would hang them up to dry or use a hairdryer. Anyway, I've been on that trip too of late with all the altered tunings I use of some of the songs I play. So to have a really heavy top E, or I guess bottom E with the thicker string, and then to be able to tune down, you got to have a really thick E string, this high string, and that's a finger killer and hard to find one that works both directions, really high or really low. So I've had to kind of build my guitar set too. Hard to do these days, though. Okay, that's enough guitar talk. We've almost hit up the first half hour.
We're pretty damn close. We only got 2.5 minutes left.
And shout out, by the way, to our harp lover, Kelly. I'm a big fan of the harp. I found a Marx Brothers movie when I was a teenager that had Harpo
Was amazing. Man.
playing harp. Dude, that shit was like the most metal thing I had ever seen. It blew away anybody. Eddie Van Halen. It was fucking amazing.
I saw him doing that. I wanted to learn how to play the harp.
Right, me too. I was like, "What? I have to do that? That's phenomenal!" And I saw a harp one time in a guitar store or a big music store, and I went over to it and kind of strummed across it. And it was just a cacophony of noise. I'm like, no, there's more going on here than I understand. So I never picked it up.
Yeah, the way he holds his fingers on that thing and how he's plucking different strings at different dude. That guy was so talented. All those guys were talented. They all played instruments, didn't they? The Marx Brothers?
I really don't know. I really don't know. I know they were very talented people, for damn sure. A lot more talented than some people realize because, the caricature that they've become with the century of them being gone or whatever it's been. It's been a while, for sure. But definitely a lot more talent behind the scenes than most people realize.
Yeah, they were like the Stooges on steroids. They just didn't beat each other.
Shemp or Curly? Come on, who are you? Shemp? Curly?
Oh, come on. Curly, dude.
Now, see, I knew you were going to say that, and like 30 years ago, I would have said that. But if you go back now and watch Shemp, dude, he was on his own level. He was like totally on a different thing. I don't know. Sorry, I was watching a special actually in this whole little last 3 or 4 days, a bunch of old stuff that I used to be into, and that came up, and I was like, yeah, let me go see if I remember that correctly. And I went back and watched a few, and it was like, yeah, I'm about it.
Add Joe into the mix.
Jones and you Joe Doritos, I'm good with them. All right, these Three Stooges are going to show the Ironworx, believe it or not.
Extendivite, a 7-herb combination made from garlic, cayenne, hawthorn, bilberry, ginkgo biloba, valerian, and milk thistle. Extendivite feeds our body with the right nutrients to keep us healthy. Just listen to what Arthur has to say.
I was just calling to tell you what a great product you have. I had used this about 10 years ago after I had congestive heart failure. And it fixed me up and got me going for the last 10 years. Lately, I've been having heart trouble again, so I placed another order because this was the only thing that worked. And I just wanted to let you know that you have a great product.
To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
If you have hard water, the Lime Scale not only leaves white spots, it clogs pipes and breaks down appliances, costing you hundreds of dollars in energy and air. Eliminate Lime Scale and other water issues like brown staining and bad odors with HydroCare water products, available from Wave Home Solutions. Wave's affordable water systems don't use salts or chemicals. You'll love the way your water tastes, smells, and looks. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Jim Ram, retired. In early 2012, I was facing a laundry list of chronic health conditions that my physician was telling me were incurable. I knew there had to be a better way, and I learned how I could reverse every one of my ailments with science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. In just a few months, I was able to reverse high blood pressure, gastric reflux, sleep apnea, arthritis, degenerative disc disease, heart arrhythmia, AFib, and many more. And I've lost over 70 pounds and kept it off. Now I'm hosting a radio program that's dedicated to helping my listeners do the same. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, sick of being used as an ATM by your doctor, then you'll want to tune into the Your DIY Health radio program here on Truth Frequency Radio every Thursday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern and 6 to 8 a.m. Pacific.
This is Truth Frequency Radio.
No hate, no hype, no fear. Real people, real radio.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
Wake up. And welcome back to the second half of the first half of the Ironworks, right here on Truth Frequency Radio. Josh, Walt, and Zach, three stooging it up.
Salsa starch, baby. Salsa starch. Shout out to Rocket Rio making it over here, tuning all his instruments to 432. Man, I tried it, and it just makes me not be able to play along with all the songs I'm trying to learn. So it's just not a thing yet for me. If I played my own music and wrote my own songs and wasn't always learning somebody else's crap, probably I would do it as well, Rio. But definitely a struggle for me anyway. Plus, it's hard to find a tuner these days that'll actually do that anymore that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. I had one built into the pedal I had, but it only will go. I don't know. It's hard to explain how it works. It's like an oscillator kind of tuner, and you have to just watch it. You can't really make it do something different than what it's going to tune it to, if that makes any sense. You can't change the frequency. Is that better? Lord.
And there's a free one that's an app.
Yeah, again, it's all that sitting down, find the app, turn it on, and all those things. When I have a tuner right there at my click, when I hit my pedal, it's right there, and I just tune the note I need. I'm lazy. Plus, as I said, I spend a lot of time trying to learn from YouTube. These new young kids these days with their YouTubers, they don't have a clue how lucky they are. Man, if I had YouTube when I was learning how to play guitar, it's ridiculous what you can find out. And it's stuff that literally, I've literally had a guitar in my hands probably since I was 18, 17, something like that, 16 at the earliest. And still, these videos I turn on and find out something else I did not realize. It's just the information at their fingertips. Every guitar player should be phenomenal watching YouTube. Just my opinion, I suck.
Yeah, it's definitely changed everything. I remember, I was going to, it wasn't even guitar tabs. I don't even know. It was some kind of tablature that it was different than they have now. I love it now where they just have the little note above the word in the song.
You use that hybrid tab that had the notes rather than the number. Is that what you're talking about? I know that was a thing a little while when they were trying to figure out.
I didn't like the number. I didn't like the numbers. I like just give me the letter of the note you want me to play. I didn't like all the numbers telling you put your fingers here. It's like, yeah,
see, that is tablature. That to me was the revelation of it all, because I knew how to read music, quote unquote. You know,
I never learned how to read music.
Well, I had to for some of the choir things we did, a cappella and things like that. So I had to know my part and learn it and figure it out and find the note on the keyboard. You know, that just one of those things you do. Throwing away the music and not reading it is a whole different expression
I still can't tell you
of yourself.
What string is what chord? I know top and bottom E, and then everything in the middle.
See, that's one of the things I've been working on, learning that kind of thing, learning theory, learning every note, every position, the things that I should have learned on my own Just never had the guidance of how to figure it out on my own. Didn't pick up the right guitar book, didn't find the right Starlicks video. I'm over here trying to learn how to Eddie Van Halen tap. I don't have time for an E major sustained fourth. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, there's some of those songs, man. What's that one I was trying to learn? Vincent. It's like, yeah, right, dude.
Yeah, that's a challenge, dude. That's one of those. Yeah, that's that area that I want to get into.
Yeah, it sounds so
Pretty
simple.
fun. Instead of just the melodic.
Well, it's just finger picking. Yeah, no problem. But yeah, he's finger picking in like a different language. It really is. It's like way super advanced. Maybe at one time I could have learned that song when I was 10 years into playing every day, an hour a day, and, just hearing things and be like, oh, yeah, okay, C, F, G. Yeah, I could play that song, no problem. When I was in that zone, maybe I could have had it to where I could at least learn it. Not sound pretty, but learn it. I can't even try to learn this song. I don't know what it is. I sat there for like an hour and a half just trying to learn the very first finger picking thing.
And he's playing that and singing that beautiful song.
Yeah, I
watch
know.
him do it live, dude. That's like phenomenal dude for sure.
Only one album. That guy only had one album. And I heard it was his choice. He didn't want to. Don McLean. He wrote, I guess, a bunch of songs, and people would just buy the song off of him.
Right.
He didn't want to be in the limelight and all that stuff. Yeah, but to be able to play like that would be awesome. That takes practice.
Interesting. Rock and Rio just said Eddie used to tune to 432 and then down a half step. I knew the half step down tune because, trying to learn how to play his stuff over the years. Before I knew what was going on, I would always have to retune my guitar to the first Van Halen album. When he would hit that low E, I would tune to that and go with that, and didn't have a clue that it was E flat. But I certainly didn't know it was a 432 E flat. That might explain why if you do it with a tuner to E flat and then try to play along, it's a little off. Now I get it. Thank you, sir. See, still learning guitar stuff. And then there was quiet.
Well, I was going to say, Andrew Zace just popped into the chat. Good morning, Andrew. Good morning, everyone else in chat.
Good morning, everyone. Glad to have you guys.
Jose. It jumped in.
What's up? What's up, Jose? Glad to have you here, friend.
Oh, absolutely.
Glad to
Jose
have
Meza. Missed him. So I was in a bit of a funk last week. Unsure of how to get out of it. Almost hard to put my finger on exactly what it was. Probably just a combination of things, making it all blurry. But I don't like being like that. So I was trying to figure out a way that I could get myself out of my funk. And my life is pretty busy with work and my son and my wife and dogs and my mother and the house and trying to get the new house and everything else, plus the 2 shows. So really, I don't interact on social media a whole lot. But I thought this weekend would be a good time for me to try to step outside myself and try to reach out and do some things that I don't, not that I don't normally do, but maybe just some things that needed to be done. Maybe it just happened because it was all at once, but it just seemed like it was something that I had to make an effort to do just to help get me out of my funk. But like I know Robert Page wanted those Black's Law dictionaries, and I told him I'd get them, and I actually did. I actually found them and popped them in the drive and sent him a link for the drive so he could download them himself. So it's just this idea of trying to make it a point to do things and be there for other people. And it really seemed to help get me out of my funk. But it was just a good reminder for me because I say it a lot, but sometimes I don't always practice it. So it was a good chance to be able to remind myself that happiness really is kind of a choice. There's things you could do to be happy. There's chemical imbalances. I understand clinical depression very well, but for the most part, 95% of unhappiness, you can choose something else. There's ways to do it. There's things that can be done. But just like everything else, it takes work. And it'd be nice if you could just not have to do anything and just go through life and be happy. But sometimes that's just not the case. Sometimes you actually have to work at it. I just thought it was interesting that it actually worked. I worked at it, and it worked. And my mood improved. My funk is less. My heart is lighter. So there is that. I just wanted to put that out there.
That's awesome, brother. I know you were struggling with it, and I felt it, and I think it was not spreading to us, but it was amplifying kind of what we all have been going through a bit with how the world itself has put so much on us that. Interesting. Sorry, I just saw that Alan saying that TFR is playing an old episode. What the hell?
I don't know. It says we're on the air.
Yeah, I see it too. I'm in the vault.
I did get we heard a commercial, didn't we? Pretty sure
Yeah,
I heard
we
it
did.
go.
Yeah, we've been hearing.
Oh, but now it says no conference in progress. I just went back to it. What the fuck? Oh, sorry. But yeah, what the fuck? Did the call maybe drop out from the Google call? I mean, the Skype call? No, we heard it. What the fuck?
There's the call board there. The call board was in the conference, but I still see TFR studio in the call.
No, I've got no conference in progress on mine. Maybe I'm the one causing the issue. Let me drop out and see if it fixes it. Frick. Sorry, guys. No clue.
It's really strange. Dial in recording playback now available. I don't know. That's really strange. Let me
Alan, and on top of it while he's sleeping.
I know, Alan. Thank you, brother. If we have ever had an amazing line producer who does his job when we're on our Slack jobs, he is on it, brother. Goodness. Huh. Yeah, because, I'm like you. We were there earlier. I saw us in the call, but now that I'm there, I see it's not. Well, can we get in, or is it way too late?
I can just sort of...
How are we getting commercials?
That's a real good question.
This happened to Jaron, what, month and a half ago, 2 months ago, something like that? I remember the show on TFR was different than the live one he was doing on YouTube.
That's so
Maybe we should get the stream key. Never mind, I'll stop.
Huh. I don't know. Well, this is why we multi-stream.
This is indeed. Thank goodness you guys have helped us get to this point with our multi-streaming, or we wouldn't be there at all.
Let me just boot out the studio. It's not going to really affect anything anyway, it seems. And I'll bring him back in and see what happens.
For all the Iron Scouts, we are going over some of the old material. We were going to listen to it last night, actually. Savage popped a impromptu meeting. And I don't know, I think it'd be nice if we went back and just verified with the people if it was okay if we, I don't know. Because I don't want to go releasing stuff of people that we told them that wasn't going to be released. Even though we'll take out anything, I don't know, it's just it's kind of a headache getting this stuff out, but we're going to do it.
I really don't think it'll be that bad.
It's not so much the headache part of it. It's more the fact
people complaining. It's just taking the 3-hour, 4-hour conversations and trying to break them down a little bit.
Well, I think for the fact is on our Wednesday show, or not show, our Wednesday meetups, it's designed for us to get ready for the Friday show or the whatever, get ideas for what we're going to be doing, talk about guests, invite a guest that we're going to have that Friday on, to kind of get to know them better, or maybe just somebody we haven't talked to in a long time and want to talk to Wednesday and Friday, or whatever the case being. John has a severe reset problem. Sorry, John. He resets every night when he goes to bed. When he gets up, it's all new. So he records our Wednesday interaction so that he can come back for himself and see what's going on for the show Friday, what happened on the Wednesday calls. And 9 times out of 10, the discussions we have on those Wednesday calls with each other, because we're not live, because we're more relaxed, because we're not whatever, it's usually pretty lively, and we can, there's some amazing things that happen there that are just not reproducible come Friday. So
A lot of them are first time we meet guests too.
and there is that. So it's difficult when we haven't, number one asks permission to put these things out for anyone, not necessarily for public consumption, but even for our Patreons and that kind of thing. So it's something where I'm like you guys, I definitely want to talk to those people that we may or may not have in those calls and see. When it comes to us, just this, 6 of us hanging out, 7 sometimes, it's like, you never know what we're going to talk about or where we're going, and sometimes we do get a little relaxed, and so we're definitely not. It's just going to take a little editing on our part,
And
more
it's
than anything.
and it's the hotkeys on Premiere Pro, really, that'll cut down that time a lot. And just a little bit of editing that I've done, learning that I button, O button, and comma button, just those 3 right there as you're going through and listening. Just put your in point and your out point, and your comma will cut it and drop it in your timeline. So you can just play through it, use your space bar to start and stop it. Just 2-handed, start, stop, place, in, out, and pull it to the timeline. So as you're going through it, just pulls out the clips that you put in there and loads them right onto your timeline. So it goes relatively quick once you learn the process and see how to do it quickly, because it's those hotkeys that really make it.
Yeah, Premiere Pro is awesome. It really is. I know it's expensive, but if you have a child in school, you can cut the price by like 1/6. Using it through your child, because they get a school discount. I think it's $120 a month. And it's not just Premiere Pro. You get all the Adobe, the whole
Suite.
They've got all kinds of stuff in there. Yeah, I think there's like 10 or 11 different programs you get. 3D animation, all kinds of stuff in there. It's amazing. But for a child that's in school still, it's only $20 a month, which is a huge chunk of change off that.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Good thing. Thank you for that, Zach.
Yeah. I know Adam got his, and he got it on special. Actually, it's on a special sale right now through the end of October, I believe. So if you have the money, get it now. It's only $30 a month. And I think you get to lock that in for a whole year. And that's a quarter of the price. So maybe they're coming out with a new Adobe something, maybe. I don't know. But the price is getting a lot more reasonable. You can find deals. But yeah, it's if you are into video making, it's some good stuff. I've been through a bunch of them, and it's very easy to manage and get through. I learned it in like a day. Jaron came in, he's like, wow, you're really good at this. And I was like, I just started. And I still don't know probably 90% of the stuff that you can actually do on it. There's so much to do, but there's a nice little training course at the beginning. You go through it, it takes maybe an hour to do all of them. And you pretty much know how to do everything you need to do, to make a video look nice. And then you really start getting into the stuff, and yeah, it's a pretty awesome program.
They're all pretty powerful. Even Audition, once you learn how to handle Audition a little bit, I mean, it's crazy.
I haven't found a really good, easy to use free one though. That's the only reason I promote Adobe, because I use it, and I looked for I went through a lot of different free ones.
Yeah, the free ones are good until you have to do something really deep and complicated, and then it won't work. Like I was trying to do sublimation t-shirts for the site we use for our t-shirt design, and I had to use an external program to make it work. And there wasn't what I needed to do in it wouldn't happen in the was it Ink Spot that I was using?
Either InkSpot or GIMP.
Maybe in GIMP. One of the free ones. It's good, really great, and we're not getting paid for any of this, by the way. In case you think this is a paid promotion, you're suddenly hearing in the middle of our show. It's not. It's definitely not.
We don't do those.
apparently for Liz, she said it would be great if we would just give her the last third quarter of the H&S shows where she's already usually nodded off. So that'll work. We can make that too. And if it's due to the time, oops, sorry, hit the mic. Due to the time, talking with my hand, sorry, South Louisiana. The time issue is most of the problem with us trying to arrange a Wednesday call to include the scouts and things like that. So anyone who is available on a Wednesday during our little time frame, which is about anywhere from 3 Central to 5 Central, if you ask me. But hey, there's actually a time we're supposed to be there. Sorry. And yesterday was just totally impromptu, out of the blue. I think because the new computer thing that we're discussing even as we speak. So, but
No,
definitely.
Savage started that whole thing.
Oh, was it? I thought it was Adam that called in about his new.
No, Savage wanted to go over an old Crow
Well,
where
shut
we
up, Savage.
introduced Chris Van Matre and Crow.
I remember that very well.
The second son. Yeah, that was an awesome
It was
pre-show.
an amazing pre-show. See, there you go. That's the kind of thing.
It's
That
just, it's like 4 hours long. It's longer than most of our shows.
we talked about that on the show. I think was it Friday with Lucas. Shout out Lucas there in chat. That if we're not careful, we have 6-hour shows, and it's just due to the fact that we like hanging and talking and sharing the prana and the love, and that's just why we've done this since day one. It had nothing to do with whatever. I don't know what else it could have had to do with. It's because we want to talk to you people and get to know you and find out what's going on and who these real people are, not just what we're fed through the media bullshit. That's why we created Iron Realm Media. You see what we did there? But definitely a Wednesday is doable for you guys to hang out with us. Just get in touch with us. Iron Realm Media, gmail.com. And we'll make it happen.
Yeah, and if any of you missed it on Iron Realm Media Sunday night,
Sunday.
Cammy held the Bitches Brew. It was a pretty good show. If you missed that one, you can go on Iron Realm Media's video list here on YouTube, and it should be in there because she hosted it from Iron Realm Media.
She surely did. It was so nice to be able to watch fresh content coming from Iron Realm Media that I could watch from anywhere because I wasn't downstairs having to produce.
Yeah, and Cammy did pretty well, I thought.
No, I thought it went
first
really
time
well.
ever hosting a show.
Heck yeah.
She was so nervous, it was funny. It is though. I don't know what it is. I'm nervous about Flattoberfest, even though I'm not presenting like on stage. It's weird, just knowing that you're going to have to go and talk to people about this stuff that they really don't know much about a lot of these things. It might be the first time they're hearing some of these were electrophorus. Most people don't know what an electrophorus is.
Truth.
And I got to go and explain to them, what it's used for and this and that. And I got it all up there. I'm thinking I'm going to print out some pieces of paper for each one. I just, you go back in history and it's like, is this even true? This person discovered this and created this year. Oh, is that real? I don't know. Was that person real? But I think I'm going to do that just to show the progression. Because I have like the electrostatic rods with the cat fur and the silk. That's like one of the first things that supposedly in our history that we used to manipulate electricity and start to understand it and comprehend it. And then it moved up to an electrophorus and your electroscope and stuff like that. Small things. There was still, rubbing fur or silk on something and then gathering the static charge that was obtained in that interaction right there. And then they went to the Van de Graaff generator, and which I don't have, is a Wimhurst machine where you can separate the electricity even better and create more amounts of it and apply it to things. And and then it goes up into Tesla coils and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to lay it out in chronological order of when these things were created and what they were used for and yada, yada, yada. Instead of having to try to explain that stuff over and over and over again, 100 times throughout the day. I really just want to play with Cammy and Baldini and try to, pew pew.
All right, I'm going to try one more time, throw the studio back in, see if it works. I rebooted Skype on
I was
the
going to ask you
studio
if we were
side.
going to try to get a commercial in on on this one.
Well, we got about 60 seconds before we hit the commercial. I figured I'll just do it now, see if it works.
You do that, sir. Thank you, guys. It's been I've been playing catch up all over the place in chat. And then I have one highlighted. What is this? Oh, wow, that's way back. Sorry. I guess we're going to skip that one. It'll throw us back into the guitar zone. We're not going there. We're almost on break. You got it in there, sir?
Nope, not yet. Said it was unavailable. But that was funny.
Yeah, I was playing with that earlier, trying to see if I could do stuff with it, and I couldn't. So I was hoping you might have more success.
We are rolling up on a break.
Yeah,
we surely are.
That is correct. Well, I guess we're just going to play a song. I don't know.
Well, let's see. They're in here.
Yeah, I see them.
But we should have break music. Ah, there it is. Who'd have thunk it?
Who would have?
Let's see. Are we connected to the call board? Nope.
Are we? No.
Nope.
Nope.
That's everything I know to do.
Yeah, you've done good, sir. I'm impressed.
All right. Well, this is the
Then when you
Ironworx.
when you click that more info, see what it does. It's nuts. It takes you to a crazy thing. Oops. Ella, drink.
One of the millions of children born to parents suffering from the sheeple virus. Symptoms include the inability to think for oneself, the attention span of a goldfish, and a strong belief in government and the mainstream media. It is estimated that 1 out of every 2 children are being raised by parents infected with the sheeple virus. But there is a cure. For as little as 19 cents per day, you can become a TFR supporter and help children like me get their daily dose of truth. Together, we will make sure every child has protection from deception.
There will be a mute switch. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. On the presidential candidates' microphones during Thursday night's debate, the Commission on Presidential Debates announcing the rule change that will allow the microphone of the opposing candidate to be turned off while the other is giving the first 2-minute answer to a moderator's question. Both mics will remain on during open discussion. White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows reacting on Fox's Hannity.
We shouldn't be surprised that the debate commission and all of Washington, D.C., and all of those that are well-connected want to slant the rules to benefit. We've seen it over and over again.
The Trump campaign says the president is looking forward to asking Joe Biden about the emails on a laptop that purportedly belonged to Biden's son, Hunter. Now yielding more information.
Brand new documents obtained by Fox News appearing to show Hunter Biden's signature approving repair work on his laptop. Now, the paperwork also showing his name in the bill to section. Fox News has not verified that the signature is Hunter Biden's. Over a dozen Republicans urging Attorney General Bill Barr to appoint a special counsel to probe whether the former vice president, 1, received foreign monies during his tenure in the Obama administration, and 2, if former Vice President Biden allowed his son to peddle access to his father with foreign business entities.
Fox's Jackie Ibanez, the president, with 2 rallies Monday in Arizona.
And this is such an important state. If we win this state, we win it all. This is such an important state.
Joe Biden off the campaign trail until the Thursday debate. His running mate, Senator Kamala Harris, telling a campaign appearance in Florida.
You will very likely determine the outcome of this election.
Down 1 justice, the U.S. Supreme Court tied 4-4 yesterday on the question of whether to strike down a Pennsylvania court ruling extending the absentee ballot deadline for 3 days. Because of the tie, the order stands. America is.
You must unite what has been set asunder.
We are TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
Good morning. I'm here.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Wake up!
Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard, to think really hard, to think really hard, to think really hard.
It is Tuesday, my dudes.
And welcome back to the second half of the Ironworx. Sort of here on Truth Frequency Radio. Maybe not. I don't know. Probably not. Doesn't look like it.
Everywhere but Truth Frequency.
Everywhere but Truth Frequency Radio. YouTube, D Live, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah,
Christ, we're everywhere.
So I saw this was highlighted right before we went to break, but I didn't want to open this can of worms again. And since we're not even on TFR, I guess I'll open this can of worms again. That has nothing to do with it. It's just something to say. Scott No Name Wave back in the conversation said, music theory is as bad as science theory, in my opinion. Music should be from your soul. And I agree completely, sir, in that respect. However, when you know what note to land on, it sure makes that improvisation sound a whole lot better than when you're just flailing around, bending up to the note when you hit the wrong note. Trust me, I know how to improvise and make it work. But when it really is one of those things where it's kind of like in choir, when you've learned the piece and now you set the music aside and now it's coming from inside you. And it's like you just get out of the way of the music and it just comes from somewhere else. That's kind of what has happened as I've learned the fretboard and know where to land rather than just guesstimating it. I don't know. It's just a thing. Again, music with no theory. Theory, there you go. I mean, Eddie Van Halen said it. It's called music theory, not music fact. So do what the fuck you want. And that's what I say too. But it's always nice to know where you're going. Have a little roadmap. Have a little idea. That trail might be your trail, but if somebody kind of made a path for you to go through, then I don't know. It's a balance for sure.
Yeah, kind of like learning to walk before you start running. It's kind of like just a little bit of guidance, like a little bit of, it doesn't put you in a box, but it gets you more intimately involved with your instrument.
And it's one of those things, kind of like, until you know the rules, you can't really bend them or break them too. Like I like to play outside of theory. I like to go with notes that don't fit until you resolve them in a very nice theoretically correct way. I don't know if that even makes sense. But playing a bit outside and then going right back into where you're supposed to be gives it a life, a vibrance. It doesn't sound like you're just playing scales over chords or I don't know. Just, yeah.
I like to bring something up.
Sir, go right ahead.
Now we've heard this commercial twice now about the debate coming up. What does it say about our country when the two men that are running to be at the top of it cannot shut their fucking mouths enough for one and have enough decency and courtesy to allow another man to speak, that they have to be muted like children? What does this say? Are we heading? This is idiocracy now. They might as well just have guns up there shooting them off when they want to talk.
Right?
Really? These are grown men, like well grown. These are elders. These aren't just men. These are elders. Not a 24-year-old man, grown man. It's, these are 70-plus-year-old men. They should have the patience, the wisdom, the courtesy. I don't care if you don't like the man. You guys are supposed to be like the upper echelons of society, right? And you have to be muted by a moderator now. And this is pathetic. This looks, in my opinion, it looks horrible. Just for our country and the way we're going. Back in the day, if you spoke out of turn, interrupted somebody with an insult, somebody's getting shot. We're dueling.
Or you just get punched in your mouth.
Yeah, one or the other. Something's happening.
Just stop playing the game. Stop watching the circus. Stop. I mean, it's truly to this point, like I've said that way before flat times and didn't pay attention, and still people manage to suck you into the debates and the crap and the energy of it all. But truly, at this point, with this last year of things I've experienced, both personally with my mother passing and the things that revealed to me, and publicly with you guys and the changes we've gone through over this year, and you have all gone through, and just the level of idiocy that you're talking about, that these two grown people who are supposed to be leaders can't even talk past 5th grade level to each other. It's just, oh man, I can't even sit to watch jokes on, like yesterday, somebody was telling us we should watch the pandemic episode or whatever of South Park. And I'm like, I haven't watched that in so many years. I don't care. And that's just, oh yeah, it's supposed to be great. No. And it was just, I just kept sitting there just shaking my head that it's just beyond me at this point. I can't even think enough. I can't put enough energy in it for it to even be funny anymore. I just want it out of my life. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to look at it. I don't want any energy spent on it anymore, because it is just idiot-fuckery. Walt rant over. I'll stop.
Ooh, it's my turn. Just as a heads up, all this Hunter Biden BS, I've never seen somebody take a big hit of crack and then pass out with it in his mouth. Not once ever. That's not what crack does. I'm just saying. Something's real fishy about that shit.
What?
Either somebody found him sleeping and stuck a crack pipe in his mouth and snapped a picture, or that thing was photoshopped in. You're not going to hit a crack pipe or hit a meth pipe, whatever the hell he's smoking, and fall asleep with it in your... No. If that's not a frame job, I don't know what the hell is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like getting caught with a needle in your arm.
Right. And passed out on the chair. Fine. That I believe. Yeah. He just nodded out on heroin. Fine. But not once ever have I heard of somebody smoking crack and then just crashing out mid-hit.
No, unless they had a heart attack and died.
Dabs or opium. That would be my only two things I could think of that would be smokable that would knock you out. Oh, look, Hal knows opium. What's up, Kelly?
Yeah, but
it was indica meth, Dad said. Well, that explains it. You got to be careful with your indicas and your sativas. So that'll put you right out. Anyway.
Yeah, it's like taking 10 shots of espresso and then passing out. It doesn't happen. No.
Yeah, first time I saw that, I thought, that doesn't look right.
And I didn't even see it because I'm just not spending energy on it anymore. I'm just not even to comment on it anymore. And it's probably going to suck for you guys who want to hear stuff about elections coming up. I know you're not wanting to hear any fucking thing about the elections. That's why it was funny.
Not my monkey, not my circus. Anyway.
So did you hear we landed on an asteroid? We're mining it.
Oh, yeah.
We've been there a while, haven't we?
I think so. I don't know. I just heard something about it over the weekend that we were supposed to be there. We were on our way there. We were landing on it over the weekend. They didn't make a whole big fuss about this one at all, did they? Isn't this the first time we've ever landed on an asteroid?
I thought we'd already been on Bennett. I thought we had done that. I thought that was a done deal. We took a tour of it. We had like pictures of
China, I think. I don't think we did. I think
well,
somebody
I'm just
else
saying. It happened. Humanity is we. Sorry.
And
Yeah,
that's
I know
probably
we got close and took pictures. I didn't know we landed on it though. They're like landing on it and mining it, and they're going to find how universe started, or how life started in the universe on this one asteroid. It's a pretty important rock, it sounds like.
Okay.
Alan is wishing this episode was on TFR, as did we, Alan. as did we. That's how we planned it. That's kind of how we started this whole thing this morning.
Yeah, I'd have thought we were on TFR, but when we were we ever?
We still would think we were on TFR if it wasn't for you, Alan.
That's true.
I really can't say, because usually when I log into the vault, I head straight down to the chat part and start in there before we actually get live. This morning, I was a little late, probably about a minute after before I got into it. I got into it, but you were there, so that shouldn't have affected it. And I've done that before, got in minutes late. Hell, we pulled up a show 20 minutes, not 20, but probably 10 minutes late and got started. So I think I did it on my day that I was here by myself, even had a little dead air trying to get things working. So yeah, don't understand what happened there. Really strange.
It is. It is.
I
actually did a little segment this weekend with Billy Ray Valentine.
Did you? What's
over there
up, man? You didn't tell nobody.
Well, it was just kind of a last minute thing. I think he wanted to do it a while ago, a couple weeks ago maybe, and we just didn't do it. It was just like maybe a little pre-record he was doing for America Unplugged.
Oh, okay, pre-record. It was not live. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, because he was just doing it for Iconic.
Oh, cool.
So we just did a little story about AI and the possible drone takeover of, Skynet and just taking over the world with artificial intelligence type things. Just kind of the technology talk. And it was good. It was a good talk.
I saw a drone with a flamethrower on it. It was
I've seen that.
something off electrical wires.
Wires, yes, sir.
Yeah.
I saw that video. Of course, it was a while ago when I saw it, I thought.
There was a big flame that came off that thing, too. It wasn't like a little butane torch that went up there. I mean, it was a flamethrower. Yeah, it's crazy.
I miss droning. Droning just went belly up for the hobbyist. If you weren't into it at the $500 and $600 level, the hobby grade drones just went to crap. That early period when they were still learning the curve, I guess, of trying to get as much in one as they could at a certain price point without getting to that $500 and $600 range, and they just started sucking. I mean, the automatic hover controls, some were barometric, some were based off of no GPS, because they weren't that advanced. So you had to definitely step up into the GPS positioning to get your drone to stabilize anymore, because they were trying to stabilize drones that weren't able to be stabilized, and they were just unflyable. And I just got out of it. I really miss it, though. That was a fun little hobby. I'm hoping they're going to get to that next plateau where the ones that are actually working will be back down to the $200 and $300 range. So, but definitely every time I see some drone news, it's like, is this it? Is this the new one? And it's just not. I watch a few of the YouTubers out there that review them and try to fly them. And at this point, I'm about ready to get a boat or something for the waters around here. They have some amazing RC boats out there right now that are really affordable. But I digress. Drones, for sure. They just landed a new one I saw, but I didn't include the story because it was literally minutes before we went on. And now I don't have my phone. But I saw that there was a new one that was either up there or going up. Or let's see if I can find it here on the computer.
Yeah, my buddy got a drone, and it came with this little I don't know, GPS thing that he can put like in his Jeep and then go driving around out in Utah, and the drone will stay,
Yeah, that's awesome. So that's the level I'd like to get to.
He paid, I think he said only like $300 for it. Something like that. He said it's this new one that came out and yada, 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 or the new one came out and it dropped the price on this one and made it, more affordable, something like that. So it's coming around, I guess. They're starting to get back to more affordable. Yeah, they did take off there for a little bit. Got really crazy. They're fun, though. They are. They're a lot of fun. Seeing the world from a different point of view, changes everything. Perspective.
Oh, Captain
And
Mike.
for a while there, it seemed like every time I would take one up, I would see something different and crazy and unique. It kind of felt like, I don't know. It just felt like things were being shown to me almost. I caught some type of unidentified craft flying right by my drone. I caught another unidentified craft going across the sky above me after the drone crashed when I was going to retrieve it out in the cane field one time. Looked like a fireball going across the sky, except it didn't burn out like a meteorite would have. Lots of crazy things. Still don't know what the hell that little tiny craft that flew in front of my drone was. But yeah, I'm not seeing the story I saw before we came on about the new drone. But it's another one of those real fancy, stays up forever, autonomous, kill everybody in sight, military-related type drones, I'm sure. I know they were doing a lot with the legalization side of it all, like licensing, and there was a lot of that going on too when I kind of got out of it, that you were having to register anything over a half pound, I think.
Yeah, anything over 8 ounces or something like that.
Something ridiculously low. So that would have been just about every drone I owned except for the little tiny pointless one. So
yeah, you have to be licensed through the FCC or whatever it is. I don't know if FAA or FC, whatever it is. I think the FCC is television, isn't it? I don't know. I don't live in that world anymore.
So we have some space lettuce, a little bit actually, like space lettuce. But what you put a story in here that I thought was really cool. Well, the headline just caught me because I am a vapor on occasion. And the headline was a major anti-vaping scientific study was retracted. I'm like, oh, that's funny.
You were the first one I thought of, sir, because I see you hit on your vape pen and think about it when I see that. Because that's how Michelle quit smoking. Of course, I know John Savage would say that wasn't the best thing to do, but
I do both. That's why. I do still smoke cigarettes medicinally.
And this was years of smoking, like truly, since she was a teenager. And she used the vape system, pen, whatever, and eventually lowered her nicotine down to the point where she was just vaping juice and was like, why am I doing this? Why am I spending this money on something that's just a flavor? I can drink a juice and be on with my day, So she quit. It does work out for that reason. Now, you go ahead with the story, though. I'm trying to pull it up.
It's a quick little story. It was a really good read, though. I just scanned it. And it wasn't anything really to do with the vaping or the study per se. It was the author of the article. I thought it was really cool. So I'm just going to read through it. I guess we could listen to it. I'll just read through it real quick. It says, vaping is supposed to be a form of harm reduction. That is, allow nicotine addicts to have access to the drug without the harmful tars and chemicals in cigarettes that cause cancer, heart disease, and other maladies. Last year, the Journal of American Heart Association published a study finding that vaping posed as great a heart risk as smoking itself. That study fueled public policies at all levels of government to stifle the industry. A lot of small business people had their livelihoods destroyed or damaged as a result. Now the study has been retracted, which is a very big deal in science because the editors are, quote, concerned that the study conclusion is unreliable, end quote, due to what appears to have been an uncompleted peer review process. This from the retraction. It says, during the peer review, the reviewers identified the important question of whether the myocardial infarctions occurred before or after the respondents initiated e-cigarette use, and requested that the authors use additional data in the PATH codebook, the age of the first MI, the age of the first e-cigarette use, To address this concern, while the authors did provide some additional analysis, the reviewers and the editors did not confirm that the authors had both understood and complied with the request prior to the acceptance of the article for publication. But it was published anyway, and an industry received a body blow. Some might say this is how science is supposed to work, self-correcting, following the data, etc. Right, but somehow mistakes in science these days always seem to cut in the same direction. That may be because science journals have grown increasingly ideological. Nature has endorsed Joe Biden for president and promised to publish more political science, which isn't science at all. The New England Journal of Medicine should change its name to the New Ideology Journal of Medicine. Science has endorsed nature rights. The list goes on and on. Remember, the same editors that promote ideological agendas choose the articles to be sent out for peer review and the peer reviewers. Here's where it gets good. It says, I am no longer convinced that establishment science follows the data wherever it leads, regardless of the conclusion reached. Too often in areas of cultural or political controversies, there are other agendas at play. If the scientists want to understand why many people are increasingly reluctant to blindly follow the science, they should look in the mirror. Damn. That was really good. I really like that.
Imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
You want a scientist to find something and you pay him? He's going to find that. Or he's going to word it in a way. He's going to use if and theoretically and all these words apparently. All these words that they love to use to make it, yep, there it is, the bell. All those bell words to make it sound like it is the way that they were paid to find it. That's just how they do it.
Nobody wants to bite the hand that feeds you.
Yeah, exactly. Someone tells you to find this. You're not going to be like, well, this says that can't happen. No, we didn't ask you to find that. We know that. We're asking you to word it a different way to where we can sell this.
Sorry, we could do what you wanted, but please come to us next time you need something found. We'll do our best. Nope, that's not how that works. You want job security.
Is everything.
You find what the people are looking for that are paying you to find it. That's how that works.
And I love how we jump to conclusions now. So remember how it used to take forever to get something passed and then this and that and yada, yada, yada. Now our politics are governed by science that isn't even science anymore.
Don't even get me started on the FDA, sir. Oh my God, we don't have enough time left on this show. I read books by Kevin Trudeau years ago. I understand there was a lot of controversy about him, but maybe it's because of the truths he was bringing out. Maybe that's why all that happened. Anyway, yeah, don't even, oh man.
Yes, science!
Right, exactly. Real quick, not to change streams too quickly, but before they're gone, I wanted to give a shout out and a quick love and prayer to Truth Serum in chat. Dealing with a lot here at the end of the month. His dad passed on the 20th, adopted dad passed on the 22nd last year this month. Sending you some prayers and some love, my friend. Thank you for hanging out with us. And definitely, I do understand, just lost my mom in May on the 22nd. So right around the corner here.
Lots of love and healing vibes out there to Crochet Mate, too, who's been going through some stuff.
And I was trying to find it, damn it. I had that highlighted, but because I highlighted the other, I didn't want to say the wrong name. Thank you, Josh. Crochet Mate definitely had some health issues, strokes, and just, yeah, lots of love your way, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scott No Name. Just saw Scott No Name saying this is probably one of the best shows that they've seen with us. We appreciate that, Scott. Thank you. It does feel really good this morning. Don't know why. I guess because we're not on TFR. Sorry, I had to. It was right there. It was hanging low food. I had to grab it.
It is kind of like Pavlov's bell, though, because I want you to start to identify those words when those scientists are saying bullshit like that. Where you say, it's possible. It could be. We think. If. That's a good one.
Well, that if word is pretty strong. Apparently, Newton liked it a lot.
Yes. The gravitational equation.
Started with it. His whole fucking book.
What's the first word I should use to state exactly what it is I'm thinking? If. Let me make sure that people understand this so that they see exactly where it is I'm coming from. So the first word they read should clue them in as to where it is I'm coming from here. Oh, no. They just ignore that first word.
Christian May, not sure if you're still in chat, but according to Kelly, Halfuckery, cayenne and lobelia tincture, which I'm not familiar with, is good for stroke. Now, realize neither I, Josh, Zach, nor Halfuckery are doctors, nor do we play any on YouTube or DLI or TFR or any of those other places. But cayenne is an excellent vasodilator. Yes, it is, for sure. Cayenne should be something, if you have heart problems in your life or your family, you should carry a capsule of cayenne around in your pocket, truly. So that if you ever have that stroke or that heart attack, you pop that bad boy and it will save your life.
And if you eat dark chocolate, just a little bit, a lot of cacao, 80% plus, it will strengthen your veins and arteries, keep them nice and limber, keep them from getting hard and flaky and all that kind of horrible stuff you don't want to happen, break down.
Mm-hmm.
That cacao will really keep all that stuff nice and healthy. So
and
cacao,
that's breaking
some cayenne.
And although there's really no reason to take a break, we'll go ahead and take one here on the Ironworx on Truth Frequency Radio. Sort of.
So how are we getting commercials if we're not on the air?
From the dawn of man, we have turned to nature to help attain balance within ourselves. But somewhere, we lost our way. Western culture is once again remembering the healing benefits of CBD, the non-psychoactive component of the hemp plant. That's why more and more people who use CBD report relief from inflammation and chronic pain, balanced blood sugar and cardiovascular system, relief from muscle tensions, tremors, migraines, headaches, anxiety, depression, and the list goes on. The big question is, where do you get it? IOLife is a 99% pure C-Pure CBD oil made with all organic ingredients, and it's available to TFR listeners worldwide. If you use coupon code TFR at checkout, you'll get $5 towards your order. Head on over to iolife.com now. That's AYA life.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
It's a great product. And the one thing I like about it the most is that when you open the bottles, you can smell like the scent of the fruits and veggies. It's no genius thing to it. It's really just fruits and veggies, which everyone needs. And you guys kind of put it in a way where you can take it easy and you can get it and it's natural. And that's what I like about it. I like the product and I've taken it and it's definitely made me feel a lot better. I am a healthy person to begin with. But it's definitely good prevention, and it's definitely gives me energy, and I feel like it's a natural thing. I like it. I really do.
For a limited time, use discount code TALK to receive a 50% discount on your first preferred whole health system and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com. Again, use discount code TALK.
Greetings, Earth Explorers. My name is Brooks Agnew, and I am your host on X Squared Radio every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Truth Frequency Radio Network. This is where the past meets the future. We explore the mysteries of the universe and of the Earth. We might go a little past your imagination, but have no fear. You will be safely traveling with us. We will dissolve the propaganda of dangerous people with dangerous plans for the planet. We will discuss the latest technologies and challenges for humankind. We will discover the safest place for you to stand when the thinkings and doings of mankind come flying apart. and how you can be one of the people that helps put it back together. Join us.
No hate, no hype, no fear.
You're listening to Truth Frequency Radio.
We are TFR.
Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. Medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many, many men lack the daily iron your body requires in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement.
We are the way, we are the way, we are not alone. We are striving for more.
So if you're not getting the iron your body needs, if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset, start taking iron today.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Rail Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
I don't, God, just can't shut this guy up.
Well, you know, from one extreme to the other. I mean, he was an ass earlier, but at least the praise was nice. Thank you, Stephen. And thank you guys, the Scouts. Thank you so much.
You give him an inch and he'll take a mile.
Well, he never knows when to stop, you know. He never knows when to stop.
Finally allowed to talk in his original voice again.
Got to exercise those vocal cords.
Shout out to Stephen P. for that amazing music that we heard earlier with the Josh Iron remix. What I'll do is drop into the chat here the link for the original version he sent us, which he has over there on his channel, Stephen P.
Did you find
after
it?
much hard work, I found.
Good.
That's why we couldn't find it. It's no longer Flat Earth Music. It is now under his name. And I'll drop that in the description where it will become a permalink. Again, miss you, friend. Thank you for all you've done, which is a lot more than just drop some music for us, for sure.
Dad says he's painting a giant blue elephant
Just
with
read
tiny white Tartarian buildings.
That's awesome.
That's crazy. I just saw this type of rock. I believe it's up in British Columbia. You'll find pockets of it. It's real rare. It's this blue, like this. It looks like ocean blue, and then it goes like fades into white. And artists love it because it looks like the ocean. And then all the dark rocks in it that you'll find, they look like little islands, like off in the distance.
I
It's
love
crazy.
that kind of rock, dude.
Yeah, he paid like 10 grand for this little side of this small piece of land on the side of a mountain where he found a deposit of the stuff. And he sold like 40 grand of it. He got 40 grand of that stuff that he sold in 3 hours. Yeah.
That was one of the earliest things my grandfather showed me, I remember. And my mom always would point out is rocks that would have things in them. And it's hard to explain unless you know what I'm talking about. And it's that whole thing of, where you see shapes or faces and whatever. I've had some amazing ones over the year. In fact, I had a belt buckle that was made into one that had this man with a coonskin hat and a beard, and he literally had the whole frilled buckskin bill clothing on, and it was just the natural feature in the rock. It was amazing. It was freaking amazing. Yeah. Quite a lot of artwork out there from nature.
Yeah, it's amazing. Just, these rocks you find in the ground or in the river or wherever. I see people digging for gold on videos in their yards.
Mm-hmm. And there's
Just
gold in your computer systems. I watched a guy reclaim gold out of all the electronics and stuff in his stuff, using acids and all that kind of stuff you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a lot to get a little, but yeah, it's all around you. All around
there's a
you.
guy who, oh, never mind. That one just flew right out. Started thinking about all the gold in those computers. Yeah, there's people who, they just take old computers. And it's like 20 to 30 tons a year people throw away of gold, silver, platinum, all these things that are in our computers. And they just go in and, like I said, they break up. It'll be like in the motherboard, in circuit boards and stuff. It's like inlaid in it. And you have to cut that out or break it out and then just throw it in some acid and dissolve everything, and it'll leave the gold there for you.
Yeah, I was trying to find the channel for you with a guy who, that's his whole thing, not just that, but his whole thing is using the chemical processes to reclaim silver, and he creates these silver crystals inside this thing, and it's the most amazing stuff I've ever seen. And dude, I watch YouTube pretty much only. I don't watch real TV. So for me to find something in my history is a job these days. I still haven't gone back far enough to find him, but he is the one who could probably show you exactly what you need. He would be amazing to get as a guest. He's really knowledgeable about it.
Yeah, I want to find a rock hound. I want to get him on. It's fun. It's neat. It's like treasure hunting, but you have no idea. There's no map. You just go out and just start looking around. I've been doing it a lot more lately. I don't look up at the trees and the animals and the plants. I don't know. I'm like in a different.
I go through phases. Sometimes I'm in the sky. Sometimes I'm on the rocks, and sometimes, as you say, it's middle areas of plants and animals, and it's the layers, man. It's all layers.
I don't know how you could take it all in. that would be a gift to be that connected, to absorb all the different life around you and all the different things going on. It's something to shoot for, but
then that's enlightenment. That's, you know, that's why we all have these governors on our senses and our intake, because if we were flooded with it all at once, it would be too much. When's the last time you tripped, Zach? You should know.
On what?
Exactly.
I haven't done any mushrooms or LSD in a long time. A long time. It's been probably close to 20 years. But then
Probably about the same for me, actually, at least that long.
A couple times in the last year, I tried DMT, and that's whoa.
Yeah, that's one I haven't, and watching you experience it made me both want to and terrified me both, just like I knew it would.
Yeah, it's you have to realize that you have to let go. That if you get that, you know, that quantity that you need to, they say, go into that other realm. Once you hit that quantity and you're on your way, it's like there's no turning back. I fought it, and that's why I got scared.
Well, it's always like what you were saying to me, just all of the normal barriers we live with, which I have to increase just because of my empathy levels. And definitely, to me, psychedelics were always, that was part of the experience. It's just removing the filters and everything comes flooding in and you're just overwhelmed by it. And you see how things really are sometimes, even beyond the vibrations. And yeah, I've had some really great experiences. Never a bad trip. Knock on.
Yeah. Same here. It's been a hot minute, but never a bad trip.
No, just that one DMT thing where I just had to let reality go, and I didn't want to, and it started playing replay on me. That's when I got scared. I heard the same phrases, one from the television, one from Ace, just repeat itself like 10 times. And it seemed like it was going so slow, and it all happened in like 5 seconds probably. But I heard it multiple times, and it was like time just stopped. It said, okay, you're not getting past this point in this reality. This is it. I was like, oh shit, am I stuck here? I started breathing all heavy. And then Ace said something, and I was like, I kind of snapped out of it a little bit, and I like opened my eyes and then closed them again, and I was there in that place. I liked that. That was awesome. I was being blocked. I couldn't see anything. You know, there was all these things around me that were kind of blocking my view.
Speaking of, it's been a hot minute. Where's Ace been? Haven't seen him around. Have you guys? And I've just been missing him because I have been out of some of the chats that I used to hang more.
No, I haven't seen him around for a hot minute. I saw him jump in maybe 3 weeks ago on one show, something like that, for a couple minutes. And I haven't seen him around in a while. He does that from time to time.
I was thinking I remember him like popping in and out back in the day. So just everybody goes through phases. Have to decompress sometimes. Sorry, I'm doing a little bit of live production, trying to stick Stefan's channel here in the, I guess I'll drop it under our D-Lives and all that stuff here.
So, no sun yet.
But please, you guys talk.
I can not confirm.
Thank you, Zach.
The sun is coming around just yet. Only got a few minutes. It's been coming up later and later. I bet it's going to come around today, though. Don't worry. It'll be here.
There's some interesting other things happening in the sky. I believe I saw you drop there, Josh. I'm trying to get back there. I'm stuck in the page waiting for it to save. Did I not save it? Oh, I'm going to miss this whole thing. If we go off the air, it's Walt's fault. Just letting you know.
Well, we got lucky in the background trying to get a hold of Chris, try to figure out why it's playing a repeat.
while we were on hearing live commercials on the call. That's the crazy part.
That's what I thought too. Yeah. I said with the breaks, we're still able to act as if. So maybe it's still being recorded, possibly.
All right. Hopefully it's being saved for the ether. So. And again, I'm typing away here. Y'all, excuse me for a moment.
Nope, no problem.
But is it the tale of Haley? Is that what we're going through? If I remember right, I didn't read it yet. Is that what's going on right now in the air above us?
Haley is in Haley's Comet?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we always have about this time of the year, is the tale of that we're passing through. Don't you know how orbits work, man? Come on. Science, man. Science.
No, I don't. They're not worried about science up there. From what I've seen, they're really interested in witchcraft.
Well, there is that.
They're reading tea leaves up there, I heard.
That's right. Tell me about that while I'm trying to find the damn meteor. Yeah, the Orinid. That's what it is.
Well, apparently, the space station crew members have just found an elusive air leak. You know, because the ISS is cool to just leak air randomly, or not so randomly if they're also getting holes put in the side. Anyway.
Yeah, just like submarines, folks. They're fine.
Just like submarines. Small little water leak, not a big deal. Space station crew members just found an elusive air leak by watching tea leaves float in microgravity. Just take that in for a moment.
Okay, wait, repeat that now one more time.
Sure. Space station crew members just found an elusive air leak by watching tea leaves float in microgravity. The International Space Station has been leaking an unusual amount of air since September 2019. At first, crew members held off troubleshooting the issue since the air leak wasn't major. But in August, the leak rate increased, prompting astronauts and cosmonauts on board the orbiting laboratory to start trying to locate its source in earnest. Roscosmos, Russia's space agency, announced on Thursday that crew members had finally pinpointed the leak's location after devising an unusual test. They let tea leaves guide their search. Cosmonaut Anatoly Ivanishin released a few leaves from a tea bag in the transfer chamber of the Zveda service module, the section of the station's Russian segment that houses a kitchen, sleeping quarters, and a bathroom. Then the crew sealed the chamber off by closing its hatches and monitored the tea leaves on video cameras as they floated in microgravity. The leaves slowly floated toward a scratch in the wall near the module's communication equipment, evidence that it was a crack through which the air was escaping. The crew had since patched the leak using Kapton tape, Roscosmos reported on Monday. And it does kind of go down here a little bit talking about it, but I'm not terribly interested.
Yeah, I feel kind of like we just got teabagged, so you could probably stop there.
It does go into that hole a little bit before. That somebody had accidentally drilled, and some possible drill marks.
Oh, speaking of, as I prepared our show description and picture for the day, we talked about our buddy Fedor, the
bipedal
deadly gun-toting robot. There's a picture of one of the cosmonauts handing him what looks to be a handheld drill at some point.
Would
just
not surprise me.
Just saying. I'm not pointing fingers, Fedor, but just saying.
I guess if you don't have to breathe oxygen, it doesn't really matter. And if you have a low opinion of humans, then there's no real need to have oxygen in the ISS now, is there?
Yeah, that's just so absurd that they even made up this story about an air leak. They are screaming at people, "We are lying to you! We are lying to you! Use your brain!" And all these people, they just don't, they're not hearing it.
All right, so answering some questions from chat earlier to take a left curve. Yes, Liz, that was a sugarcane truck you heard. And as I stopped to unmute, I heard one start again. Now, the other question earlier was about the moon phases. Currently, we're in a waxing crescent phase. The moon sets before midnight, which is awesome for dark skies for the Orionid or however you want to pronounce it, your pronunciations. Meteor shower, which is peaking literally tonight, last night, the next day or so. It's a perfect time to get out there. It's kind of cool. Mosquitoes are still an issue down here in the south, but I'm probably going to head out. I haven't had a good meteor shower viewing, a real one, not just looking up out of the backyard, but like going out to the levee where it's dark, and I think I need to do that. So get out there, and it definitely is, part of the Halley's Comet tail that we passed through. Anyway, so yeah, Halley's that goes 78 years away, somehow comes back again and finds its way through. Anyway, orbits, man. They're crazy, man.
Now, they did say that this leak has been going on over a year now, September 2019, right?
Yep.
Did I hear that correctly?
Uh-huh.
Come on. Well,
it's apparently there's always leakage, it would seem. But in September of 2019, there started an unusual amount of air.
Yeah, but that's just ridiculous that there's any leakage at all.
So apparently you can drill holes in the side. You can have the sides crack and leak air, and it's not that big a deal, apparently.
If you have a floppy door, it's like a pressure equalization thing. It's like plumbing, maybe.
That's why it's floppy, to allow for the
These guys
pressure
on submarines
differentials.
have to go through all these training things, and the cook has to know how to do everything.
Yeah, but he was Steven
Every
Seagal.
hatch
So,
and this and that. And it's just insane that up there it's just no big deal. The pressure difference. I don't want to say. I don't want to overshoot or undershoot it by 1,000. But the pressure difference in the submarine and the vacuum, or not vacuum, but where they are up there, is so much greater up there. You can't get a pinhole leak in a submarine. You can't. Everybody dies almost instantly. The thing implodes on itself. It's horrible. But up there, in the most dangerous environment that any human being is in right now, it's cool. No big deal. They can't tell you anymore that they're lying than that. They're making it that. I'm with James True. If they wanted to just kill us all, they would.
Here it says, the International Space Station always leaks a little air. Normally, resupply missions carry highly pressurized containers full of a mix of oxygen and nitrogen to replace the air on the ISS loses. The mix is designed to mimic Earth's breathable air. But in September 2019, the standard leak rate increased slightly. That wasn't considered any major risk, but in August of 2020, that already elevated rate increased fivefold from 0.6 to 3.1 pounds of air per day. According to the Russian news agency, RIA Novosti.
3.1 pounds per day?
So over the last 2 months, crew members hunted for the leak by isolating sections of the station and monitoring their pressure changes. 3.1s, anywhere from half a pound to 3.1 pounds of air every day. Since August, apparently. But it has been leaking since September, but it always leaks a little. Thor.
Oh, I gotta stop. I'm starting to get mad.
Yeah, then it goes on to talk about
starting to boil.
About the leak from 2018 with the 2mm hole drill in the Soyuz capsule.
2 millimeters. You know how big that is?
Yeah.
Everybody, shh. You're hearing the very rare Zach Rand. Shh.
No, I need to go dig a hole or something. I just need to get some of this energy out. Put it to some good use. Oh. Yeah, they're telling us right
It does seem like Russia's trying to tell us something with that, doesn't it?
Yeah, doesn't it?
So wasn't it the Russians who found like barnacles or no, I'm kidding. It was
plankton.
Plankton.
It was plankton or krill. I don't know. They found something on the ice.
Swim away! Swim away!
Face plankton.
Oh, that hurts.
That's how they got those space herpes. I don't know. We're rolling up on the
out of
end
here. I know. That's what I was seeing. Man, Zach, you're on time, boo. I'm glad you're here. My clock is always off.
We love y'all.
Yep.
See you back here.
Friday morning. Are you going to be here, Zach? I know Friday's going to be a crazy day for you.
Yeah.
And are you going to be here Friday afternoon?
4 to 9. I'll be at that park, but I'll do some live stuff.
Live stuff. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you heard it here. Get ready.
I'll have the iron staff out.
That's true. The dude's wielding the staff of power.
I totally forgot you still had the iron staff.
Well, thank you all, chat. You rock. You scouts. You love you guys. Thank you all so much. Josh, thank you. I know it's been rough on your end too, brother. Love you a lot and thank you a lot. Zach, love you, brother. Send everybody hugs and love.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There'll be lots of hugs to give out this weekend and make sure you make the rounds.
I will make sure everybody knows. Well, I'm going to be talking to him while I'm talking with you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I guess that's that. We'll see you all right back here next week. Meanwhile, enjoy the rest of your week. We love you. Be good, be well. Be better than you were yesterday. Bye-bye.